Link to the Telegram channel is inside the channel bio. So this is another Division 1 opponent, very tough opponent. And in previous video, I shared a trick about how to make your players be in blue form. Blue form players is primarily, as you can see, most of my players are in blue form. Blue form is very important for your attackers. So what we are going to do is we have this new free epic player called Dragasic. I'm going to use him as a CF, and it fits every description. He has regularly and very high. Perfect. I just got him randomly, and it fits into the standard full team squad. So we are going to use Dragasic. The next thing we are going to do is all the players on my bench, have regularly plus very high. Even the ones that don't have regularly have occasionally. That is Iniesta. So we are going to replace second striker Conan with Diego Rossi. Diego Rossi has one touch pass, true pass, and weighted pass, and very perfect over there. And we can also use Marcel Hartel. He also has one touch, true pass, and weighted pass. Excellent changes. Position to left winger forward. I'll explain something later on about this position then. So this is our opponent squad, and it's very dangerous. No instructions. We are not going to use any instructions at all. So as usual, we start by moving backwards, and I've said this in all my videos in the past, previous videos and future videos. Matchup is the most important thing. It doesn't matter what kind of defenders you are using. The most important thing is using the matchup very well. And the thing that can affect you not using your matchup properly is one, if the device is lagging, your internet is lagging, the match is not smooth. These things can affect you not using the matchup properly. So that is something you should know, using the matchup properly. So I just did a double tap skill over there, and that should be 1-1. Easy. We've just done a very quick comeback, and fortunately for us, during the attack everything was smooth, so we could do all of those stuff very fluently. I don't usually do this double touch turn, but when it's smooth I do this double touch turn, because you'd have to do some swiping commands on your left side, but you know, this is what it is. So as I was saying, defending doesn't matter the kind of defenders you have. What's important is if you can match up properly, and when you are matching up properly, certain things affect the way you are going to match up properly. And primarily what would affect whether you'd be able to match up properly is, as I've said, whether your device is lagging, whether your controls is not so smooth, whether the internet is lagging, whether your fingers are slippery. All of those things can affect matchup. Main thing, master how to use matchup, and you can master it, but there are certain situations that you may not be able to properly defend, as I've said earlier on. So there are some slight lags here and there, so we just have to follow our tactics, and unfortunately we couldn't get the ball over there. Just correct matchup. Nice. We clever here. We are not doing a pass over there, because when you do a pass over there, we are giving the opponent a chance to be able to properly arrange his players very well. I don't want to give the opponent a chance for him to be running behind my defense line, because when you are using the matchup, you have to use it in a way that you are watching the opponent other players in the sense that you see the other players are running by your defense line. So you are using your matchup in such a way that you are covering the line in the pass, the passing lane between the person who is going to pass and the person who is going to receive the pass. Exactly. So this is one classic situation. He can't match up against that player, because that player is in top form, and whenever the players are in top form, they make excellent runs like this. That is why you need at least blue. When you have the blue guys, just put them at the top. Blue form, they should be on the top. I hope I'm making some sense. And even though you'd have the blue form excellent, even though you give them blue form excellent, it doesn't improve their finishing. What it only improves is how they move, their movement and all of that. That is what the blue thing does. So don't expect them to be all of a sudden overpowered in terms of finishing and passing. The blue form makes their movement very accurate. It also affects goalkeeper. Goalkeeper also needs to be in top form. When you have top form goalkeepers, is going to behave properly. But sometimes even though the goalkeeper might be in top form, there are sometimes in certain situations that he might misbehave. But when you compare your goalkeeper being in top form and your goalkeeper not being in top form, you realize that when your goalkeeper is in top form, he performs the best comparing to when it's not in top form. Also, the other thing is that the smoothness, how smooth the match is in a particular instance, can affect how your goalkeeper would react in certain situations. So all of this, when you take into consideration, would determine how you should play in certain matches. I hope I'm making sense. So that's the first half, and let's see what we can do inside the second half. And as I've said in previous video, I explained the blue condition trick. I've explained you just have to check the live update rating and filter by A players. That is how you'd get these blue form players, and that is exactly what I've done. Fortunately for me, I got the Dragasic guy, the epic player. I got him for free, and is not live update rating A, but he is B, and is still sometimes when he gets the blue form is excellent. So let's start with a kickoff glitch and troopers. It's lagging over here. I can't get a troopers correct as I wanted to be. So now we have to focus on matchup. We have to get the angles right, and yeah, I somehow got the angle right over there, and there is some lags all of a sudden. That's the only thing that's going to hinder you from using the matchup properly. That's the main thing, using the matchup properly. If you can't use the matchup properly, you are just literally screwed. You are going to be cooked. So nice, and just give a true pass, and opponents came to body shoulder S, and true pass, another nice interception, move backwards. You have to get the matchup right. Nice block. And the other thing with the matchup is, if you do certain wrong mistakes and certain position, you'd be dragged forward, and the opponent would rather move backwards, and you'd concede, in the sense that sometimes the matchup would drag you forward in your defense line. So you'd have to pay attention to those situations where the matchup drags you forward. See, I'm moving backwards because I know the matchup can drag me forward. When the matchup drags me forward, the opponent will be able to run past my defense line, which is something I want to avoid. That was an excellent offside trap set by the defense line. Sometimes it won't be perfect. So when it's not perfect, the way you're moving your matchup in that situation would determine whether you would be able to stop your opponent. I'm going backwards right here. Let's do the curve. And nice, simple block. That's absolutely perfecto. Yeah, so far so good. And we should have scored a couple more goals, but as soon as the second half started, it's still been so smooth. And another nice, brilliant save by the goalkeeper. Top form, excellent. If this goalkeeper wasn't in top form, he would be conceding this goals. And we have another chance to defend the corner. And for corners, it's about your timing. Very important, your timing. Well, that's a very brilliant save by goalkeeper again. Very brilliant save. Your timing, if you can time it right, you'll be able to defend all of these corners. And I have to use the matchup right over here. It took a offside, bro. Offside. The defense are on fire. The defenders are on fire, perfectly setting the offside trap. Even though I'm not using offside trap or whatever, I have to clear my background out. So let me see. Both device and internet is lagging, bruh. This is double punishment as at the 7 second minutes. And if I take my time here, I want to give a standing cross, but I didn't get a space to because it's lagging. Okay, so 75th minute, we've done our comeback. We just have to preserve the goal, so we don't have to do any mistake. We did a lofted long throw over there, which is very important. Now you can see clearly the lagging effect is wants to screw us. Usually in this position, aha, you can make a terrible mistake of which I made over there, and oh my days, oh my days, that is a freaking amazing, 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 amazing thing. I can't say it's because our goalkeeper is in tough form, but it could be also because our goalkeeper is in tough form. The opponent missed that. But the point is, you'd have to avoid those silly mistakes that makes you make silly errors. So I'll clear over here because I know that is another situation I can make a mistake. If I make that mistake over here, it would counter me. And moving backwards, players are just running behind my defense line like crazy, and I haven't gotten the perfect chance because the match is so lagging. I wanted to take a long range kill over there, but it didn't work. So 89th minute, what is he going to do? What is he going to cook? I'm not pretty sure that he's going to cook anything at this point, and is in level 2 attack. So yeah, it is what it is. You can use any defenders at all. The main thing is you have the blue form explained in previous video, and learn, like, you just have to know how to match up in every situation. So that's it for this video. I'ma see wow, at the end of the match the network started to fall on my device. So yeah, I'ma see you in the next one. Bye bye.